definitely use all of your scraps with this. So Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so we're gonna make some earrings. I was watching this show on Hulu called Pink Lie. All the commentators on there, I'll post it here, was wearing some earrings that got me kind of inspired to make my own. It's going to say love with L-O on one side, V-E on the other. So let's go ahead and get that started. So in Adobe Illustrator, you're going to go ahead and make sure that the grid is showing. You could go to View and click on Show Grid. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and type out the letters L-O-V-E, and then we'll go ahead and play around with all of them. I like the grid because I want to make sure that all of the letters hit about 1 inch in height. That way it's pretty big enough for it to dangle and for it to look obvious that it is the actual letters that we want. Okay, so the font that I'm going to be using is called Creative Vintage Regular, and I purchased all of my fonts on Creative Fabrica. I have a subscription there. Very worth it if you have your own designing or laser business, because you have an unlimited amount of font selections. Let's go ahead and begin enlarging the letters. I'm going to use the letter L as my reference, and I'm just going to enlarge all of my letters so that it fits just within that 1 inch block mark. Let's go ahead and now outline the letters. We're going to click Command-Shift-O, and it's going to outline all of that. Then right click and ungroup these letters so that we can move them around and play around with the letters. So we're going to be stacking L-O on one ear and V-E on the other. We'll go ahead and add another customization to this by creating a heart for the O. So I'm going to use the ellipse tool, and we're going to draw a circle, or maybe more so like an oval, and we'll go ahead and play around with the points. I'm going to use the direct selection tool, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the top and bottom points to change the anchor point from a rounded area to a more V-like shape or a cornered. And then once you do that, you can start moving things around so that you could, generally create that heart shape that you want, whether it's more fluffy looking or sharp and narrow looking. That's all up to you. You just want to play around with those points and get that desired look. I'll also increase the stroke lines. You want to make sure that it's thick enough that the little holes that we're going to be putting in for the ringlets could fit straight in there. And then once you have that look, we'll go into Object to convert that over. Alright, so let's go to Object, then we're going to go to Path, and then Outline Stroke, and that's going to outline the heart for us. That way when we go into the laser, it will cut it out as a hollow heart. And then I also noticed that the inside point of my heart is a little bit too sharp for my desired look. So I'm going to go ahead and play around with those anchor points again to make it a little bit softer. We'll also shrink down that heart so it does fit that 1 inch height frame that we're looking for, and then let's move it away or switch it out with the O. And then I'm going to go ahead and play with the letters because I want these letters to be dangling and I don't want it to be so straight and centered. So I'm going to play around with that and get it to the way I want it. I'm going to create my holes to be 0.05 inches. That's going to be perfect for my ringlets that I have. And once everything is aligned the way that I want to, I'm going to click on the Pathfinder tool, and I'll go ahead and click on minus front to get rid of these holes. That's not really necessary when it comes to using the Glowforge, but for a cleaner look or cleaner file, I like to just go ahead and do that. For my demonstration, I'm going to be using the Glowforge. I'm going to be opening up my file in the Glowforge website, and we'll go ahead and load it up. I'm going to change my settings over for acrylic, and then I'll go ahead and print this. This print should take no more than a minute. I just puzzled every single piece together, so there's 4 different acrylic colors in my Glowforge bed. To put these earrings together, I'm going to be using some backings as well as some hoop rings. I'll go ahead and make sure to list all of these items in my Amazon storefront for you if you decide to do this project too. Here are the letters straight out of the Glowforge bed. I'm going to go ahead and remove the backings on all of these. All of my acrylics were masked on both sides, so I'll need to make sure to remove that before we start putting
all of the pieces together. So to start, we're going to open up that jump ring and we're going to insert the 2 letters that'll be connected to one another with this ring. Ideally, if you have 2 of these clamps, it'll be much easier to do, but I don't know where my other one is, so I am making it work with one. Alright, so here's what it looks like when both of these are together. We're going to now put the backings on both the L and the V that's going to be going into your ear. I like to use this Loctite Super Glue Gel Control. It's been my go-to glue for a lot of my projects lately. I'm going to put a little dollop of this super glue on the backing, and then I will gently place it on the back of my letters. And the key thing here is to be patient with this project. You want to make sure that the glue adheres to the letters and the backing completely before you start fidgeting around with it. Otherwise, it could potentially come off and you'd have to re-glue it.
Here are my earrings that are completed. They're super cute. They dangle. So we're gonna go ahead and put these on. I'll show you what they look like. They fit. Oh my goodness. I also have these like soft backings, which I think I would probably prefer. In any case, would you wear them? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you decide to make some, make sure you tag me. I'll see you on the next one. I love it. What do you think? Or, oh wow, look at that. Would you make one that's like super long, that's like this long? I don't know. But in any case,